Well, hello. Welcome to the 1111 Media Creator Academy channel live stream. I'm Ben Richardson,
I'm Bree Bolton.
and Bree Bolton's still waking up.
I'm here, I promise. I'm here.
But welcome to one and all. Tonight, what we are going to talk about and would love to have audience participation is, if you want, if not, you can hear us just chat away, is where are things with filmmaking and AI at the beginning here of 2026, and then where do we see that going throughout the year? So this is kind of like a prediction and where we think things will actually go. And so would love to have an open dialogue. If you're watching this later, put this in the comments and let us know what you think as well. But from where we are, where we'll be in a couple of months, to where we might be halfway through the year, to where we'll be at the end of 2026, which I'm sure not a lot of people want to think about in the first week of 2026. But that is what we are. That's what we're talking about tonight. Bree, how do you feel about this? What are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts are really mixed, honestly, on this subject. I see us making great strides from the end of last year to the beginning of this year. I've seen some great just momentum happening, but I'm wondering if it's sustainable. And much like in the way that we've seen, things come in and go out and kind of burn out in a few months, and nobody's using AI for this. But at the same time, it's like, are they able to make full movies yet? Are they able to make full TV shows? I don't know. Is that a thing we're going to be looking at in 3 to 6 months or even a year? I feel like it's possible, but it's like a race to space. I'm watching a race to space right now.
It is. I think it is a so-called race to space, like you said, right?
Mm.
Um, I think what we're looking at, where we are right now. Let's talk about where we are right now with AI, where we are in the state of filmmaking, right? And these are two separate issues. So where are we in the state of filmmaking? Well, in my opinion, and yours may differ, and I definitely want to get your take on this, but in my opinion, where we are with filmmaking is distribution's hard to get. Movie going to the movie theater is down. You've got crazy grabs like Netflix buying Warner Brothers and getting that going. Um, it's harder than ever to get something to be funded, and then much less, find a destination for it. You have to really be crafty. You have to be really ingenuity, have a lot of ingenuity, a lot of innovation, really fresh storytelling, and then get it out there. And so on one side of things are, pretty difficult on the film side of things as far as getting it made. On the AI side of things, we have this kind of gate that has been blown off its hinges, in my opinion. And for the first time, I think there's been a couple times this has happened. I think the first time that the gate blew open for filmmakers, indie filmmakers specifically, was with the advent of digital videography, right? Digital video is it opened up a whole new sector, whole new group of people that could now make films. No longer did you have to have access to film stock or cut with actual film. You could use a non-linear editing system. You could buy a disc or a memory card or stick, in these early days, and you could film digitally. And of course, it's just gotten better and better. And it opened up the gate for people in a way that previously had never been open before. And I think that's what AI is doing all over again, is it is blowing the gates off of it one more time. And we are looking at blowing it off and making indie people, they're able to make films with prompts. They're able to help with, matte painting and putting things in the video and what there is, all this stuff. And I don't know, I think it's just going to open up the doors and make it more accessible to a lot more people. And in that respect, I think it is pretty exciting. But what's your take on that?
My take is not dissimilar. In the TV industry, where I work, it's definitely floundering. There are few and far in between writers' rooms jobs. Even trying to sit into a writer's room is so exclusive these days. Like, you probably can hear any TV writer talk about it. It's not doing very well. But like you said, with the advent of digital film, with the introduction to YouTube and things like Tubi and things like that, I feel like with putting AI that, it's like definitely a skyrocketing moment. Like people are able to make things like they've never been able to make things before. And while everybody, I think, is trying to maintain a sense of morality about it, there's a lot of people who aren't. So, in my case, it's seeing a whole lot of oversaturation. It's seeing a whole lot of people just making stuff just because they can and kind of blocking, I feel like, real indie filmmakers that would have good things and kind of like pushing them down the pile. But I can definitely see once it all clears up, once the cash grab people get out of the way, and creators and real innovators start doing their thing, I can see like just just a world of difference in the film industry. And I think I think that's truly where it's headed. I think that's why everything is slow. All communication has fell off a cliff, and it's just about to take a turn. I don't know what it's turning to, but it's going to take a turn, and I think AI is definitely going to be a part of that turn. You're muted, Ben. You're muted, Ben.
So we got a comment. Did you see what they said about your hair?
What did they say?
Well,
I
look
have
at it.
I have Killmonger hair. I do. I absolutely do. I hear that so much. Like, it's my favorite style so far. I'm thinking of dyeing it like different colors.
You should. You should. I'm gonna change his background to match the other one. There we go.
Yeah, that works. Let's see. He also says, I love the use of AI in moderation. It's a tool that's easily seen as trashy or cheap. Absolutely. I agree. I think it's seen as trashy and cheap because it's so available, right? Like they just, I don't know if it was in the plan to release it to the public the way it's, rolling out. But I feel like there should be a few more doors on who can get their hands on it and who can't. Like, I'm happy that it's like there and that it's accessible and we can play with it, but at the same time, it's just oversaturated. Like, I have to like second guess what's real now.
I mean, yeah, it's getting real enough that it really is hard to see what's right. What's real, what's AI. But I
Mm.
mean, to me, it's that AI slop that is ruining things. When it first came out, I feel like that we were truly trying to make things better, try to make it the best it can be, try to use it as storytelling. And now, you see like clips of like Bob Ross and people that are dead and, Jesus making jokes. And it's like, this is not, I don't think this is what it was meant to be for. And if it is, I don't agree with it, right?
Yeah.
To me, I always want to take it from a filmmaker standpoint. How can we use AI as a tool to make us better? Because I think it only should amplify what we are. So if we're a storyteller, if we're a writer, if we're a filmmaker, we're a director, whatever we are, can we have it amplify our talents? And again, kind of, to what I was saying earlier, blow the gates off of these gatekeepers so that we can have access to things that we've never had access to before. And not to quote the first Spider-Man, but to quote the first Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And I think that there's people that are always going to be like low-lying fruit that are making those really dumb things. But if we can utilize it in a way that enhances, I do think it has a great use. Well, thanks for listening to us,
Thanks.
Barbish, all the way from Sweden.
I'll take that.
Mike Dean and Killmonger. I love it.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. It's I'm really excited about what it can do. It's an amazing tool, and the fact that it's just such a trigger word these days is a little bit upsetting. But I think not even in the far future, more people will be implementing it in a way that I feel is going to really benefit the filmmaking industry, and it's gonna change the game zero. Like it's like you said, it's gonna blow the doors off. But right now we have a lot of SpongeBob meets like Martin Luther King Jr. going around.
You
It's
know,
not helpful, but at the same time, it's it is kind of because to go back to your first Marvel movie in Iron Man, you know, you had to do trial and error, and they're working out the kinks for people who are going to use it for those future great things. So I appreciate it, and I don't appreciate it at the same time.
I mean, here's the thing. If you're a new storyteller, if you're someone that is getting into filmmaking, or you're already into filmmaking, and you're coming up to some of these barriers to entry, right? I've been in the film industry for 14 years. I started as an actor, became a director and a producer, as well as a writer. And I've seen some of this get really, really difficult. Now, where we are currently with AI is, we're looking at 10-second, 12-second, sometimes 15-second generations that you have to piecemeal together. Sora 2 right now, it will intercut for you if you give it if you give it a prompt. It will actually intercut for you. It's one of the first models to do that. We have Kling 01, which is the first multimodal video generation, which will do kind of what like Nano Banana will do, but for video. You can literally just change things within a video, but we're still looking at these very, very, very short durations and these very, very short generations, and it's very difficult to piecemeal these together. Now we're definitely to a spot where we can absolutely lock in consistent characters. We can do that. Obviously, we are getting ready to offer a class at the Creator Academy with that, and it's definitely possible. And there's several people out there that are doing that, but it still takes time to piecemeal all these together to make a 30-second, to make a 1 minute, or definitely to make like a several minute narrative short film. And I think, and I don't know where you stand on this, I think in the next 6 months, we're going to get to a spot with AI where we're going to be able to make 30-second to 60-second generations that will really speed up the like narrative process and allow us to either intercut like Sora 2 does, or to at least make generations that are long enough to actually cut in a non-linear editing system, and with the help of different programs like N8N or Anti-Gravity to help automate the process of the editing, or even something like Descript, where you can kind of put in, you can have text-based edits and make the process really, really doable to start making short films like to 5, 8, 10, 12 minutes long with an actual story, with actual dialogue. That's where I think we're going to be in 6 months. And I truly do, with the way things are progressing, how fast they're progressing. Where are you at with things? Do you agree with that? Do you think I'm full of rubbish? Like,
No, I agree. In the next 3 to 6 months, I think we're going to absolutely see 30, 60, 2 minutes long, maybe even, and then with automation is the key, right? It takes most of the time circuit out of it, or at least it's supposed to, where you can just set it up and have it make a string of these 30 to 60-second clips. And like you said, it's not going to be long before we see short films, before we see TV episodes, before we see, it might be a year before we see a full movie. But I think that it is going in such a way that it might not be. It might not be. It's just it's like a boom. It's like um it's making leaps and bounds every week at least from what I can see. And I think that 30 to 60 seconds is really not far off. Even now with 15 to 30 seconds maybe people are able to produce some things with like NAN and make and what's the one that you were talking about, anti-gravity,
Anti-gravity,
that
yeah, from
yeah
Google, yeah,
that
which is free
you
right
know
now.
exactly, it's absolutely free for you to go and try. And seeing people making like microfilms with those, you know what
I
I'm
mean, we're
saying, like
already there. People are already
yeah.
making these short films. There, it's not time conducive right now. Like, obviously it takes a little while. And the problem is that nothing stays the king, right? If you're the
Hmm.
king, you're the king for like a week, 2 weeks, a month, and then something comes along and knocks you off. And that's the problem, in my opinion. And again, up for debate. You out there, if you guys are watching us or watching this later, up for debate, put it in the comments. Um, what's the best, and then what happens if you subscribe, literally like you get a subscription to the one that's the best at the time, and then a month later this other one comes and it's the best and yours is no longer the best, and shiny new thing, but you're like, man, I can't do X. Like, do you stick with it knowing that, man, 3 months from now, 4 months from now, 5 months from now, they'll come out with an update? Just hold on, stay true. What do you do when there's a new video model that's better than the last one coming out? And I'm not joking. What, every other week, every
Yep.
3 weeks for sure,
Yeah, for sure. It's been every week so far in the last month. I think something has came out every week with a new shiny feature that is introduced, and we've seen it like you're talking about. We've seen like things get updated retroactively, and now they have multimodal all over the place, where it was like, oh, this new thing is only in C Dream or only in Klingo 1, and then 3 days later it's like, no, everybody has multimodal now. It's like,
it
do
hasn't
you
so far.
stay?
No one else has come out with multimodal, not video.
I
Klingo
thought
one.
what was the one that you the C
So
Dream?
C Dream is the image. We have C Dance
Maybe it was a
1.5,
C
but that's not
Dance.
multimodal. I don't think that
Okay.
one's not multimodal. Only O1 right now is a multimodal for video. You've got, yes, C Dream 4.5 it has the Omni that Nano Banana has for images. But
Okay.
right now Kling O1 is the only one that is multimodal video.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, if they're the king right now of that, if that is the
Right.
case, yeah.
One might even
But
say
how
they're
long
the
does that
cling,
last? Oh.
the cling of that.
but
Everyone
but
leaves. Ah,
oh. But it's definitely hard to know what to stick with and what not, and that's on the basis of if you're chasing money, if you're chasing just producing content, or if you're trying to make something legit and you're building trust with a company. It's hard, but those are the two different types of people I feel that are in the AI business right now.
so I think for me, with things that are moving so fast, I don't think you can commit to any one workflow right now. I think you can enhance your
Mm-hmm.
workflow, certainly, right? So, I mean, really and truly, if you're watching this, really the workflow that you're looking for, if you're wanting to make AI based films or anything like that, you start with a text prompt for an image. Use a character dossier if you're wanting to have consistent characters. You get the images that you need, you turn those into video, and then you piecemeal those together to make this all together in your nonlinear editor. And then you have yourself 30 seconds, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, whatever it is, whether these are advertisements for your novel or this is a little short film. Because with culture where it is, our attention span is so short, right? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe you only need a 1 minute, 2 minute little short film because that's where we are as a culture. But I think we also crave narrative story. And so, like, are you
Mm-hmm.
going to Are you going to just continue to do these little 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute? Or can we get to a spot where we can make 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of cohesive narrative where we're not making AI slop, we're making AI art? And some people might fight me on that, those two words even being together, right? But
Yeah.
I think as storytellers, you're a storyteller for sure.
Hmm.
You've written for Sci-Fi Network. You've had an internship over with Tyler Perry. you know um, this is something that I think is really important, is the story. And if we have rich stories, I believe that's where it goes from slop
Hmm.
to art. I really do. I think that's the I don't know, the denominator right there.
That's
I don't
it.
know.
That's it. I think that is definitely I think having that foundation of being a storyteller is going to be the most pivotal part in using AI the way that it's been, touted to be used, instead of I'm going to make SpongeBob, fight Martin Luther King. I keep coming back to that because I
You
just read that
keep coming back
today,
to that.
and it was
I almost feel like we need to
mouth
find it and show
open.
everybody now,
Yeah.
like this rubbish, or
Mouth
just like Will
open.
Smith eating spaghetti for the eighth time.
Yeah, for the 50th time. But
Yeah,
even
that's
with that, you can see the first Will Smith eating spaghetti and the Will Smith eating spaghetti now. Now
yeah.
it's a little harder to believe that it's not Will Smith eating spaghetti.
Well, I
You
know
know what
it's
I'm
not him
saying?
because he's not slapping anyone.
She slapped the spaghetti.
Keep
Like,
my
oh.
spaghetti out of your mother mouth.
Oh, that's Will Smith. I get it.
Oh,
I get
Jada Pinkett Smith's over there.
it.
Things will. Things will.
Thanks so much.
He's over there. Spaghetti.
But I think that the foundation still matters, is what I'm saying. I think that
100%.
that storytelling foundation, like you said, we're at 50 and 30 seconds now, uh, and being able to piece that together, know what comes next in the story, being able to elevate the story with these tools instead of just saying, make me an action film like Michael Bay. If you know the story building blocks of an action film, it's going to be leagues over somebody who's just prompting. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
And that, I mean, this is
I
how we
yeah.
can monetize this. This is where the
Hmm.
gate can be blown off the hinges, like I mentioned before, is if you have something that's worth watching, high
Hmm.
quality, high story making, storytelling, great camera angles, all these different things, that help piecemeal this story together. I think that it will rise to the top of the algorithm, whether this is TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, or YouTube proper. I believe that it will. And so I think that there is a reason, like, well, what's my motivation for doing this, right, Ben? Bree, what, I don't get it. Like, these other ones are getting likes, are getting views, and literally they took 3 seconds to make, right? Like, why does it matter? Well, I think it matters because for the longevity of
Hmm.
AI, for the longevity of story making and filmmaking, this is really important. So to me, we're talking about like a duality of things. We're talking about the quality of what is being made as far as stories are concerned. And, we have a lot of novelists that subscribe to our channel and take our classes. So they're already storytellers, right? They
Hmm.
can absolutely take something from their own novels and adapt it or create new worlds, right? They do this all the
Hmm.
time. And the same thing for filmmakers, right? We're taking this and we're making these new worlds, we're making these new things out of nothing. And if it's high quality, it's going to rise to the top. It's going to start monetizing. And I think we're going to find that those are the people that are going to be offered jobs at
Hmm.
studios for the next generation of whatever's coming next.
Whatever's coming next.
And I think it's going to be an amazing skill to have because now you're not waiting for anyone to tell you yes. You're
Hmm.
taking matters in your own hands. You're not waiting to go, oh, I'm going to get discovered and I'm going to just hold out for traditional filmmaking. And that might upset you.
Yeah.
Somebody watching this may go, you know what? I just want to make films like they've been made for the last 100 years. And I'm with you. I love the filmmaking process. But you can still teach an old dog or a young dog new tricks, right? Like, what
Mm-hmm.
makes you think that you can't do both?
Yep.
So I don't know.
It,
I think that's the duality of that for me. And I think that on the other side of it, again, just personally my opinion, right, is that next is we go ahead and we start making these, pushing these systems, pushing these models as they come out and going, all right, we're gonna find the best workflow.
yep.
We're gonna create something spectacular, and then you and I, we're going to regurgitate this to teach people how they can do it too, so that they
Mm-hmm.
don't have to ask for permission.
Yep. Or fall to the bottom, when it's measured up against other people's things. Like you said, like they're not thinking about longevity. They're not thinking about the life of their story. They're thinking about the right here and the right now. It's like putting rafts in the ocean when there are boats coming. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, yes, definitely teaching those things, I feel, is monumental to where we are going. And if you really want to tell stories, this is how you do it. We have seen so much change in this industry, and yes, I love it from the 100 years that we've been doing it, from the advent of the internet, from YouTube to the streaming platforms. It has evolved and changed all around our heads, and I think that it's going to still do that. As people, we are going to keep moving forward, and the only way to be present in this industry is to know how to change and adjust and pivot when needed. And I think that's exactly what you and I are offering here.
I think that this is where we can stay ahead of the curve, right? I want to look in the future. I want to pull out these predictions, right, for the people that may be watching this. And this is where I think we need to stretch ourselves. Or are you sitting down with these new models? Find a model, learn it. Is it Minimax Helio? Is it Luma Ray? Is it Vio? Is it Sora? Is it Clean? Do you use a wrapper aggregator like Higgsfield or FreePick or OpenArt or the several that are out there? Maybe you're an Adobe subscriber and you use that. I think we need to get used to the tools, and then we need to start creating with these tools. If what can we do to do this? Well, we need to learn how to make consistent characters. We need to know how to prompt images. We need to know how to prompt video. And that's one of the reasons we show when there's a new model that comes out, whether it's an image model or video model, we go through it and go, let us show you what this looks like. Let's go through it together. And we don't pre-do it. We just kind of do it with you guys and go, let's check this out. And that's because it's so important to go, let's stress test this so you don't have to. Let's see what that benchmarks are that they're saying, like, the creators are saying that it should be able to do. And then let's put it in a kind of a real life situation to see what it can actually do. And that can save you time, that can save you money, that can let you go, oh, this is where I think I want to put my money. I think I want to subscribe to this, or I want to get a subscription to that, or whatever. So I think that we need to play, we need to create, we need to figure out what exactly these processes are, and then we need to run with it and help each other, because iron sharpens iron, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we need to start blowing the doors off of this and kind of molding this, going from a filmmaker standpoint and the AI standpoint with the duality, and have them merge in the middle to make something beautiful, whether or not you're a filmmaker or a writer or both.
Right. Exactly.
So what's your
Yes.
bold take, Bree? Give me your bold take for 2026. I want a bold take that we look back at this. It's November, it's December 2026, and you're saying, I think we're going to be able to do X. This is what I think we're going to be able to do with AI, and what you hope is common stance in the AI and film world. And go.
I think
I'll put
we're
you on the
definitely
spot.
going. Yeah, let's do it. I think we're definitely going to be able to make short films. I think we're going to be able to make web series. I think it's going to be really common to see web series doing that. And hot take, I feel like people were use AI in the film industry anyway. So, it's not a new thing, right? Like, it's just available to us newly. is what I feel. So I think by December of 2026, we're definitely going to be looking back on now like this was trash. How how did we make these things? We're going to see a lot of people rising to the top and taking authority, and maybe even on platforms like I was saying earlier, like Tubi and Peacock and what's the other one that does the baddie show that you don't know that okay, well, streamers in general. I think even Netflix might be in on it, releasing a series or two. That is my bold take.
Do you think the creators, filmmakers specifically using AI, or authors using AI, are going to be able to make money actually monetizing it beyond hoping people watch their YouTube?
Mm, that really depends. I mean, like I said, by the end of the year, yes. I feel like it is going to be a somewhat of a sustainable model to be able to like release content and make money off of that, especially with the verticals. Like we offered a class for the verticals, especially with being able to turn your novel into a series or a screenplay. I think that it is going to be a sustainable model to make money with. Now, they are passing a lot of legislation surrounding this stuff. So I'm not sure what is going to stay and what's going to go. Like just recently, we saw, of course, that the words themselves can't, the AI images can't be monetized because apparently it's an amalgamation of different images. So you can't like copyright that, but words are not copyrightable. Like you can't just say a sentence and be like, that's it if you produce it with AI. Or in the same way that titles can't be, copywritten in the way that we all use
Prompts.
those words.
Yeah.
Yeah, prompts. I don't
So
know
you're
what's going
saying
to
that
change.
images can't be as well? That cannot
Right,
be?
like the generated images, they have said that since the generated images are based on other people's art and what it pulls in from the internet, it's not making anything new. Therefore, we cannot copyright it.
Now, where did this come from?
It was legislation just passed. Let me see if I can pull it up. This, yeah,
So, I mean, it's interesting. We're still in the Wild West, right? We're still in the
yeah,
Wild West of AI. And, this is like, the early days of the internet. I remember there wasn't tax. Like you could
yeah.
buy stuff online and you didn't have to pay tax on it, which was great. It also took like 9 days to get to you, 7 days to get to
Mm-hmm.
you. For people that are super young, you guys are like,
13.
what? Yeah, believe it or not, you ordered something from Amazon, you didn't get it for like at least a week, most of the
Yeah.
time, like a week and a half. And so, like, if you needed it right away, that wasn't happening. In fact, I used to just get drunk and apparently get on Amazon, and I would just like have random stuff appear, and I didn't know that I had bought it while I was drunk, and it was like a little gift from myself. But now it happens so quick, like, wow, I think I'll order that. Oh, it's here. It's so quick. A drone. Um,
So it was June of 2025 is when it was officially passed. There's also a little bit here passed in July that says U.S. copyright law requires human authorship. So if you just saying, create me this image of, two pirates on a boat, you can't copyright that. Now, if you draw an outline of the image beforehand, feed it in the AI, and said, "Can you render this in such a way that it looks painterly or something like that?" You can copyright that, but it requires some form of human touch. So if you generate an image with AI, you could take it into a editor like Affinity or Photoshop and add subtract enough things to make it 50% not AI made, then you
mhm.
can copyright that.
But
So yeah,
videos, I mean, what about moving images? Because now you're telling it, humans are telling it how to move, right? We're telling it how to
you're
be.
telling me how to move.
So I'm assuming the legislation is only on the stills right now.
So it still maintains the human authorship, which makes that video uh, wholly generated by AI not eligible for copyright protection. Like if you say, like we did in one of them, make a girl dancing through a field of flowers, you can't just do that. But if it's specifically me dancing through that field of flowers, like the Godzilla one that we made where I was destroying
Yeah,
the
yeah.
city,
Where your toe
yeah,
blows up a bridge.
exactly. We can copyright that. That's me. You know what I'm saying? But
Sure,
like,
that's your
yeah,
image, your likeness.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, so I think this is going to be really interesting in how we monetize. This is going to be really interesting in where this goes forward because at the end of the day, if you're making a short film and you're wanting to monetize this, unless it's based on your work, and again, this is where I think authors maybe have a leg up, right? Is they already
Mm-hmm.
have their own content, an IP that they can now pull from. And so I
Exactly.
think that that gives them a leg up, because again, it's already, based on their work, human work. And so maybe it is copyrightable. So yeah, that's something I think that we need to think about as we go. Hey, I need to make money from this. This isn't just fun. I mean, it is. It's intriguing. It's fun. It's the forefront. But we're gonna want to be how do we monetize this? How do we turn this into a profession as a filmmaker? How do we make this a business? And vertical shorts are going to be sold, but if you can't copyright them, then everybody can just take them. Then what? Then what?
Yeah, yeah. That's why I think it's important, like you said, to keep that human touch, to keep the foundation as human as we possibly can, and they can't take it from you. If it's your IP, they can't take it from you. Like, yeah, you're generating it, but it's your work. If I was to grab a book off a shelf and do it, like, yeah, you can get me for that. But if I came up with the characters, I came up with the outline, I came up with the setting. I wrote all the dialogue. Maybe I have a very detailed outline, and then I'm putting it into these automations or these like Novel Crafter and Raptor, right? And I'm telling it to complete or revise what I've already written. That is still my work.
Now you have an element of human, and I think that might be something that's increasingly important as we move forward here in 2026, is to keep the human element, automate what we can. As these models get better, how do we go ahead and create something that is sustainable? And then to me, it's important to start monetizing. So I mean, we have a slew of classes that we're about to like unleash, right? We have consistent characters for beginners and intermediates. We have consistent characters for advanced workflows and technique. We've got a screenwriting for beginners and intermediates. You have what is it? Adapting your novel to be a
Adapting
feature
your
film,
novel. Yep,
to
to
be
a feature film.
feature film script.
Yep,
After that, we're looking, next quarter, we're looking at your adapting your novel to be
a
a
TV
TV
show.
series. Yeah.
Yep.
um, there's these things that are going to be foundational that we
Mm-hmm.
are going to build on, and then what I hope people that are watching and the students that we have do is take these workflows that we're showing you. Hey, this is how to do this, and this is how to do it right. Once
Mm-hmm.
you know how to do each step, automate it or find a workflow that's even better, and let's make something that is art.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what's important, is taking these classes and going a step further with them with what
Mm-hmm.
AI can do.
Yeah. Like, we're not just selling you, like, you can have this in 2 minutes if you use this prompt. We're selling you the experience of being a creator, of being a filmmaker with enhancements of AI, and I think that's really important to keep in the mission of this company, because that's absolutely what we do.
Yeah,
That's absolutely what we
it's
do.
literally in the mission. Yeah, we're using
Yeah.
AI as a tool, not a crutch. It's the mission that I came up with, because I think it is a tool. At the end of the day, can we utilize it to be better VFX artists? Can we utilize it to be better storytellers? Can we utilize it to make our several $100 film look like a several $1,000 film?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
my answer is, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I don't know if you well, I think you're older than me. I was gonna say I don't know if you were on the
I'm like
internet when I
25,
was
miss. I don't know what you're talking about.
when they used to make these Sims movies, where
Like from the
they were getting
game?
the Sims game, yeah, and make the characters move around and do the dialogue and stuff. Of course, they're not doing the actual word
What's The
movements,
Sims?
but
I'm too young.
you're too young to know.
I
Okay,
don't know what The Sims
the
are.
Sims
What is that?
is a
Is that
simulated
like
game.
Grand Theft Auto?
It's like Grand Theft Auto, only you're struggling to pay your bills. They
That's
don't give
just
you any
life.
hours to work. You're taking care of 3 to 4 kids. Your house is a
Little
mess.
Caesars. Little Caesars for all y'all.
Exactly. It burns down,
It
but
burns down.
there's always a fire somewhere. But yeah, they were making these really creative videos with the Sims, and of course they were adding these storylines on top that were hilarious. Like it was the wildest things ever. Like they were doing drive-bys and stuff like that. It was great.
For
I
real?
watched hours of this stuff, and of course the Sims are not doing it, but I totally relate this AI and what is possible with that type of cinema.
With that type of
Only
cinema?
like scaled up to 1,000. Like their mouth is actually going to be moving with the words, and like things are actually going to be happening that on the screen that reflect the story and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be a lot like that.
I mean, we're finally getting to the part where we can actually lip sync and get like an actual sync. Was it like
Exactly.
Hagen 2.6, I think?
Yeah, it
I
was
don't know. Don't quote me on that. Everyone's like, he's
2.6.
wrong.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
know how to
getting
say
pretty
it
good,
either.
man. It's getting pretty
Yeah.
good. I mean, because Act One was kind of like the grandfather of this, right? Where you could like take you and then like
Mm-hmm.
mimic and shit, and then your avatar will do it as well. And that was kind of the only way to do it. But now you can find workflows to actually like do this really well, and Hagen's one of them. And I was kind of blown away. And then what was the one we looked at? Where was I by myself or were you there when you did we did the lip syncing one, and it was good, but they were all over enunciated.
Oh yeah, it was oh shoot, I think I was there,
Yeah, you
honestly.
were. Yeah. What was that? I can't remember.
I was
Look back in the
there.
old lives, everybody.
Was it
Shoot.
Cling '01, and then we had the
Maybe it's
Cling
Cling
2.6?
2.6. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
Clue.
Cling
Yeah.
2.6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we have. They were all over enunciated, but you see
Yeah.
how close we're getting.
We're
Like
getting closer. That's
we're
something
getting
that's definitely
so
going to happen.
close.
Is dialogue driven is going to be so much easier.
It's going to be so much easier. Oh my god. I look forward to the audiobooks that are going to be coming out
Mm.
just in this, this new round, this new wave of generation that we had, audio generation that we have. I think it's going to be amazing. We're going to see a
I
lot
mean, we're
more of
going to
those
get us some
happening.
visuals with these audiobooks. It's actually going to give you
Yeah.
something to look at. It's kind of like, remember when podcasts stopped being just podcasts and you had the
Mm-hmm.
option to like watch them?
Yeah.
That's what we're getting with these audiobooks. Is we're going to start getting these visuals so you can be like, let me get a glimpse into the world that this author, this creator saw, and let me kind of see through their lens. And I think that just helps our imagination. I mean, I can't speak for you, but when I read a book, I get a mental image of what I think the characters look like. But I am always curious, like, what did the writer think they look like? Am I anywhere close? Am I in left field? you
Yeah.
know?
I always think that absolutely. Like I have a wild imagination, so I'm like, that can't be what they meant by that. I need answers. I remember when Harry Potter came out, and we used to have to stand in line with our book at the bookstore back in the old days. Uh,
Back in the old days.
and I was reading it, and I kept calling Hermione Hermione, and that is how I pronounced her
Hermione.
name for the entirety of the series of Harry Potter. And
No
then the movie
way.
came out, and I was like, Hermione?
You're like, who the
Whose
hell's
name is
this?
that? It turned out to be a really popular name in England. Had no idea. had no idea
Hermione
what it
or Hermione?
was. Hermione, Hermione was made up. So
Hermione.
yeah, but with the audiobook, with the visuals, I would have been able to attach that image to her and have so much more of
Right
a
away.
rich experience, and it would have been amazing. Honestly, seeing them on broomsticks and stuff.
I think that, yeah, no, I think that you're correct. And to me, you know, whatever the author, like whoever created this content, whatever they think that this character, this world should look like, if they can paint that picture for me, and they can do that with chapter start video, or these like lo-fi animation loops that have this world, have this character, and then it follow along, whether or not it's an audiobook, or maybe they end up making shorts or episodics based on their content. Now we don't have to guess, because now we have the actual creators of the IP involved from the start. And it's not all like Harry Potter, where there were at least painted versions on the cover. You're like, well, I kind of have an idea what Harry Potter should look like. This little white kid, little bowl cut, stupid glasses,
Light and bold.
or whatever. And again, somebody with those glasses right now is just like, I'm out. He just said they were stupid.
I can't
You
believe
know,
this.
can't believe it. But I mean, we knew exactly what these people should look like to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of books that don't have that, right? Maybe it's just
Exactly.
an image of the world, or the font, or some symbolic
Mm-hmm.
thing. And so if we can help create that, paint that picture, I think that we're doing ourselves a service as storytellers, as the creator of these IP, because now these people aren't in left field. We go, oh, I understand what they want. I understand what they're trying to do here. I understand what this character should look like. And they can identify, and they can know exactly what's coming from our minds. And I think it's a beautiful thing.
It's all communication, right? It's all getting your point across, and that is never not a beautiful thing.
Never not.
Never not.
You
I
said
took it.
something
I took
earlier, and I may
English.
have to contend it. You said that you're like, oh, I'm really wild, and I just got to be honest. Like, just sitting here listening to you, like, I want to give you my coffee, like, through the screen, and be like, you ain't wild, girl.
Well, let me add something to. I'm wild on the inside. I'm wild at heart, and my outside needs a nap.
Your outside needs a nap.
I can't. I have a problem with emoting my excitedness when I'm not talking about anything other than writing, because then I'm like yelling and saying it doesn't look like regular excitedness. So I try to calm down, but I'm excited. Know that I'm excited.
Guys, you guys believe she's excited? Put it in the chat. on a, on
Chat.
a
I
on a
love
scale
this
from 1
stuff.
to excited, what does she look like?
I really love it here, man. I
I'm really
promise.
enjoying this. Yeah, I love world building, AI, and film in 2026.
Listen, I'm existing, and
I'm existing.
I think we can all just be happy about that for a second.
We made it to 2026. Let's just be happy for a
We
second.
made
Why we
it
talk
here.
about the whole year?
Exactly. All those things you didn't think you were gonna make it through. Look at us
We did
on the
it,
other
guys.
side.
Can you
See,
believe it? COVID's 6 years old.
COVID is 6 years. COVID is in
Let's not
elementary
go back.
school.
Let's
No,
not go back.
let's not. Let's not. There's actually like a stomach bug or something going around.
I don't
I've
know.
been hearing a lot of people. It's the
That's
worst
You
type of
know what you
sick.
can do? You can stay home, and you can iterate and generate your AI. You can look at all
Exactly.
the things and the stuff. Why don't you write a story with your prompts, make it human so you can copyright it, and then you can go monetize it, and then you can be excited like Bree
That's right.
on the inside.
This peak, this Mount Everest of excitement could be yours.
Guys, are you catching this Mount Everest of excitement
You
emoting from
got
her?
it. You
Yeah,
got. You've never
she can't
seen.
contain it anymore.
You've never seen such
What if this
excitement.
was our whole flipping our whole live? Yeah, you excited? I'm excited. So you
I'm
have a new
very
model.
excited. Yeah.
AI is looking real great. Or maybe I could be like Pedro from like Napoleon Dynamite. That's a deep cut now, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
maybe you could achieve all of your dreams. They can come true. Vote for Pedro.
Shut up.
Shut up. Eat the ham.
My
Tina,
tater tots.
give me some of your tots.
Oh my god,
But
that makes me want to watch that movie now. It was
right, I know
ridiculous.
that's a
But even
20-year-old
movies like
movie.
that
I
were
was 5 years
innovative.
old when that came out.
Oh my god, baby Ben. uh, even that was innovative for its time. I bet that would have been a great like film to come out with now. We could have made so much them doing so many wild and crazy things.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean they already did. It was kind of a cultural phenomenon.
It was.
Stickers everywhere, shirts. I even for Halloween I went as the dojo guy. They're like,
Yeah.
how would you like a roundhouse kick to the face when I'm wearing these bad boys? Like I literally, my mom's very crafty. I was like, Mom, I would like some American parachute pants, and so she like literally like I paid for the materials and she made them,
Mm-hmm.
and then I found a Rex Kwon Do shirt, and when as the master got myself an American bandana, the USA bandana.
There you go. I
I
had a
know,
vote for
man, that was
Pedro's
pretty
shirt.
cool. Let
It
me
was
tell you.
ugh, out of this world. I don't even know. You're not
But I'll
even in the
never be
same
as cool
league
as my
as me.
cat. My
Oh,
cat
little
wins.
kitty.
Got the, right. Let me see.
Hi.
There he is, the real star of this show, right,
He's
Calvin?
like, avert your
He just woke
eyes.
up. He has a Mount Everest of excitement
That's right.
inside.
That's me. That's me.
Why do you and Bree
Catified.
have the same exact emotion going on right now?
I love storytelling.
He says meow. He says
Meow.
we'll cut back to Calvin later.
Yeah. But yeah.
But yeah,
What's your hot take? What do you see happening in December 2026?
so this is where I think things are gonna go, and maybe this is a hot take, maybe not. I think we're gonna be able to do is I would very much think that by the end of 2026, we're going to be able to generate, like you said, I think it's going to be up to 1 minute at a time, 1 minute at a time, like standard. And you're going to be able to choose with your prompting when exactly you want cuts. And you can basically upload your script and put in timestamps and basically put in your cuts. And so you can say, interior, living room, these characters are talking, and then you put in at 8 seconds, cut to Bree, at 13 seconds, cut to Ben, camera, revolves around, slow dolly push in at 17 seconds. And you're going to be able to do that for the entire 1 minute. And basically, you're editing it as you go along because you're basically doing it in the prompting through the script. And then we're going to be able to, and maybe this is hot take, maybe not. I think you're going to be able to then retroactively edit. I think that you can generate, go back and say, just change this area. And I want you, I need this wider. And you go back and it's wider, or I need a close up, and you don't change anything else, and you do it after you generate. And so instead of like now where you have to regenerate everything and you do it, every 5, 6, 5, 8, 10, 12 seconds spot and hope that it keeps the consistency, it's going to be the exact image, the exact person, the exact angle, and you take what's already there. And because we're already at multimodal level, I think we're going to be able to do that in larger chunks, I think a minute at a time, and then edit throughout and then change retroactively. And then, in addition to all of those things, if we can automate that process, imagine this. We sit there and we put it through, let's say you have something like Comfy UI where it's downloaded to your actual localized computer and you're using like an API. So now you're getting it really, really cheap. And you have all of this nimbleness and this creative control. I think you're going to be able to make longer short films. And if you really put in the time, I think you can make a feature. Do I think that it's going to be easy? I do not think it's going to be easy, but I think that if you want to, a minute at a time in December, that's 100, 120, like let's say 90 different of these scenes you use. I don't know, probably a couple $1,000, maybe $2,000-$3,000 worth the AI generations. And I think you're going to be able, again, with something like Comfy UI where it's local. Otherwise, I think it might be too expensive, or more expensive, I should say, than this. I think you're going to be able to do that. So definitely short films, retroactive, being able to do that. And then, yeah, so those are my hot takes right there.
That is, yeah. I think that is that's actually really doable. The way that you explained it and everything like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they're on that like right now, trying to make that a thing. Because that's the next step, isn't it? That is the next step, and especially with things like our consistent characters course and stuff like that, people are going to be able to get in there and make these characters in those 1 minute iterations and keep them looking so human. I think it's going to be
Too
so.
human.
It's going to be because right now it's an uncanny valley, right? Like you can tell
Mm.
something is off, but I've seen it where no, I can't. Like this is fooling me right now. So I think I think it's gonna be really possible. The way you described it, yeah.
And I think that what you're going to be able to do is just take your entire screenplay,
Mm-hmm.
right? Take your full screenplay. You've got your 90-page screenplay, and that's what you're going to use the automation for. Is once you create these characters, you just go through and you create the characters. You already have the characters, and you already have the screenplay, the words. And if you build in the prompts, and I think we're going to be able to still use the prompts that we've created now, that have really helped with character consistency, that have really helped with getting the iterations that we want and getting the models to do what we want. And so if we combine what we already are doing right with where the models are going to be, I think we're going to be able to take, like I said, that feature film length screenplay, make those characters, automate this process, and at least here's the thing, and this is something I always say, I think as a writer, you might say it too. You cannot edit a blank page. You have to at least have a first draft. So for, maybe you're out there, you're watching us and you go, well, that's really dumb, guys. Like, you're just going to waste a lot of money and you're going to make all these things. Well, what if it's way off? What it gets right, I can use. And what it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't get right, I go back and I
You can
fix, but
redo.
I'm already a step closer to having this project done.
That's it.
And if I can take it from a human made screenplay, I would imagine that now it might be copyrightable, which means now I can
Mm-hmm.
monetize it, which means now I can make money on it, which means it's mine, which means I can sell it to Netflix or, whoever, the Tubi, Pluto TV, whatever it is,
Whatever.
right?
Imagine how much of a fantastic pitch deck that is. Not to mention that you can literally upload that and make something else. It might be done for you. That might be exactly what you want. You upload it, you move on to the next project, which is fantastic.
Exactly.
Imagine the selling tool that is to be able to pull that up. Here is the entire movie played out, from my screenplay, my polished, edited screenplay on your screen right
So
there.
you're
This
saying
is my
use it as like
vision.
a whole proof of concept. That's what you're saying.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm saying you can show people your movie before you make before you spend hundreds, maybe even $1 million making your movie.
So you're saying not just so, it's very common for those of you that are watching us. It's very common nowadays to have what's called a proof of concept, a POC, which is generally a short film that is based either in the world or part of the actual screenplay for a larger world, like a feature film or a TV series. So you'll make a proof of concept and then go, hey, executive, look at my proof of concept. Don't you want to make this other stuff and invest way more money based on this short thing that I've done? But you're saying not just a short proof of concept, you're saying frame for frame almost, this is what you're going to get. Give me, now it's way less of a risk because you can see exactly what I want. Is that what you're
You
saying?
can
What
see
are you saying?
exactly what it is. You can see exactly what it is. It takes a lot of the pressure off the picture. You can show them this thing, and I think it's just going to be amazing. It's going to be like akin to like a sizzle reel, or what cinematographers have, where they show you like the little snippets of what they can do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be amazing. And maybe it's a little over the top, overzealous to say somebody would do this for a whole feature film. A proof of concept is crazy. Pilot episode is crazy. A trailer is crazy. Like, just think, if
But
you
it's
had
not.
these
Here's
things.
the thing. So I made a proof of concept a couple of years ago, right? Won a Heartland Emmy from it. It was very weird that it did that. Very thankful. Thank you to anyone that voted on that. Not weird. Thankful. That's the word I meant.
Exactly, it's
Thankful
an
to have an
amazing
Emmy. Maybe I
opportunity.
should just say that. Thank you. I just mucked that up. Anyone that's voting for like that asshole.
At the gas.
Can't believe you guys did that. But I mean, it cost us about $8,000, which is really cheap. Actually, we called in a lot of
Hmm.
favors. I had a huge favor on the camera. It was a $70,000 camera, and we got it for free because the guy, I got him a DP job on 2 movies, and he said, "I owe you one. If you ever rent this, you just have to pay for the insurance." And I said, "I will call in that favor." So I mean, it
Hmm.
legit probably saved us about, I don't know, $6,000 of rentals for the time we had it. And so, what would have been a $14,000 short film, which is more in line with what it might cost, we got
Hmm.
to make for $8,000. And then, now we have this thing. So I mean, let's think about this. And a lot of people do this. Like, if you're in Los Angeles, or you're in New York, you're in Chicago, you're in Austin, you're a filmmaker, you're sitting here and you're listening, you go, Ben, and you're like, honestly, 8 to 15, $20,000 isn't unheard of to make a proof of concept. Now, what we're saying is, even without comfy UI, and I'm saying this right meow, for $15,000, $20,000, you could already make a feature film
Hmm.
with these processes. Like, right now, is it going to take you a lot of work? Sure,
Hmm.
but for that amount of money, you could make a feature film with like VO or Sora, at $3 a generation. So, usually the conventional wisdom is 20% is what you're going to use. Usually we've had a lot of success, 40 to 50% with the prompts that we're using. So, but you're, throwing away half, right?
Yeah.
If you're throwing away $6 for every 12, or say 5 for every 10, you know, maybe you still do spend $10,000, $15,000, whatever it is, but you're doing that for proof of concept shorts already.
Hmm.
So I mean, honestly, this should have been your bold take, Bree, right here. This is the bold take.
This is it. This is the
This is
take.
it. This
But
is your Mount
yeah,
Everest of emotion.
this is it. This is as high as I get.
She means pot, y'all.
I wish I'm in punk, but
I don't want to even know
but
how chill you are on pot. That's just
oh my god,
ridiculous.
I'm asleep. I'm
I'm
asleep.
asleep.
There is no chill. I go from this to is nothing
We
else in
actually don't
between.
know the difference. Is she
Yeah.
awake or is she asleep?
Is her eyes closed? I can't tell. She's squinty. I don't know.
It's like Veggie Tales. This is sitting. This is standing. Like,
He's standing. It's just sitting. You see the difference. But yeah, I do believe that could be a fantastic thing, just to have in your back pocket. And yeah, like you said, 5 to 10 grand. You're already spending that on your short, on your proof of concept, on whatever you're making. You can make your entire feature and go, look at this thing that I've made. Let's make it a reality. And the guesswork is out of it. You're not painting a picture to a bunch of executives that's never probably read a fictional book in their life. They only read Rich Dad Poor Dad or something like that. That's why I assume all
shots
executives
fired.
read.
You heard us, Iger.
You're trying to. You don't. It takes the comp work out of it. You don't have to say this is Spider-Man meets what's something ridiculous, Frozen. This is Spider-Man meets Frozen on a hot summer day in the beach. I don't know what that looks like. That
Well, I
image
think I
doesn't.
do.
See, and that's my exact point. you can't transfer that from person to person. I have no idea what he's thinking when I said that, but I know what I was thinking, and it was a hot, hot, cold mess.
A hot,
So,
hot, cold
a
mess.
hot, hot, cold mess. So, it it amplifies. It's an amplifier, is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. Yeah,
I don't
and
think, I don't think we can do it for 5 grand now. I think we do short films
no,
for 5 grand. Like I said,
yeah,
I think we're at 15 to
absolutely,
20 grand for a feature. If we wanted
yeah,
to spend the time, we could certainly make a short film for, I don't know, probably 3 to 10 right now, if I had to
yeah.
guess. Like,
Or be your own production company. That's the thing. A lot of things. There's a lot of people wanting to do that these days. They just want to make stuff and not have anybody tell them what to do. Spend the money if they got it. Move on to the next project.
yeah,
I've come across a lot of people that that's just how they operate. You know, they want to be able to fund their own stuff, and this gives you the perfect highway to be able to do that.
it
Because
does, as
no
long as you
matter,
can find a way to monetize it. Once
as
again,
long as you can monetize it, you got to be
otherwise, you're
able to
just
make that money
flushing
back.
10 grand, 10 grand. Now, if you got that kind of money, guys, I can sell ice to an Eskimo. Not
That's right. That's absolutely right. And you know, like places like the festival, of course, that I don't know when they're going to come around to it, if they're going to come around to, you know, AI made films in such spaces, or if there's going to be like new places to be able to submit those films for people to watch and vote on and stuff like that. But in this ever changing world, I don't think that it's a far fetched idea that soon we'll be having some AI assisted short films in the festival. What do you
yeah,
think?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so just another way to get your name out there. The
I
name of the
think
game
so.
is to make things, you
At the
know.
end of the day, yeah, I say this in real life, right? Directors direct, writers write, actors act, right? All these things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be the person, and I know it sucks. This isn't the 80s and the 90s where it's like, I just want to write, I just want to direct. That's all I want to do. I just want to do this. I understand you have to wear a lot of hats, and I can understand where that can get quite annoying. But isn't it kind of cool that on the flip side of that, we can now be the director, the producer, the production designer, the costume designer. We can be all these creative things if we want to be, or if you find some friends, maybe again, you tailor this and you get your own, like you said, your own little production company, and you have the person that says, you know what, I really just want to focus on all the wardrobe, and they design all the wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
And then, in the advanced type of character creation, you can use a node based system where you go, okay, this person's working on props, this person's working on wardrobe, this person's working on this person's working on that. And then because it's node based, you can plug it in and go generate that. So you really can have
Mm-hmm.
somebody that wants to have specificity in a certain area still do that. You don't have to be this, well, I'm going to wear all the hats because I have to wear
Mm-hmm.
all the hats. You really still can go, I'm not trying to, to just kill your dream and be like, well, Ben, I just wanted to be a costume designer. I just wanted to be art. You can still do that. And then you can have somebody put all that together and then generate it with what you've done specifically. And that's kind of beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. Like, yeah, you can break it down to all the parts that we have now and, just add someone for prompting. And that is really how simple it is. And it is quite a wonderful thing to be a
It
part of
is.
it, honestly.
Well, I think that, I think that we have given a lot of food for thought tonight. I think that we've talked about filmmaking, we've talked about AI, we've talked about where we're going as a creator academy, right? We've said, hey, here are the classes we have coming up. We've got screenwriting beginning and intermediates. We've got consistent character beginner and intermediate. We have consistent characters for advanced workflows and techniques. We have how to adapt your novel into a feature film screenplay and a separate class on how to adapt it into a TV series. And all these are coming down the pipeline as AI is getting better and better. And I think that as it grows, we're going to be able to continue to keep growing and just keep getting better and better and better.
Absolutely. Well said.
So if you like the content, subscribe and ring the little bell if you want to. If you don't do it. No problem. You do you.
Ring my
Um,
bell.
but but we're glad to have you here on the 1111 Media Creator Academy YouTube, and hopefully you'll check us out. And we try to have a live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and whatever time that is for you, wherever you're watching. We had somebody watching us tonight from Sweden, I believe. Sweden. So wherever you are on this wonderful planet, we're really thankful that you guys are watching, and stay tuned with us next year, or next year, not yet. We're in the next
This
year,
year.
next
We're in
week,
it.
and we'll see you next time. I'm Ben Richardson.
I'm Bree Bolton.
We'll see you next time. Thank you guys so much.
See ya.